and welcome to Bellow Field on the campus of Tufts University in Medford, Massachusetts, and to JumboCast, where today we are all set for women's lacrosse non-conference action between the Red Dragons of SUNY Cortland and the Jumbos of Tufts University. The Red Dragons come into this game 2-2 on the season, having most recently lost to number 2 ranked William Smith. The Jumbos come in this game at 4-0, 2-0 in the NESCAC, ranked number 3 in the country, having most recently beaten number 14 Trinity 20-6. My name is Justin Loker. Alongside me today is Nick Dorr. Nick, what can we expect from this game, and who do you have your eye on?
You know, we can definitely expect it to be a matchup. Both these teams are good. They played in 2023 in the NCAA tournament. Tufts came out on top of that one. I'm sure the Red Dragons of Cortland are looking to change that outcome here. In terms of players to have their eye on, let's start on the Tufts Jumbos side. You're going to look mostly to the offense with, for example, number 27, Margie Cardin, number 17, Ella Lesperance, or number 25, Ali Zorn. All three of them had really, really big impacts on the game against the Trinity Bantams, and more than likely, they'll be the offense that will look to have an impact today. Now, on the Red Dragons side of things, you're going to look first to number 1, Tony Cashman, super strong 2023 All-SUNYAC first-team player. You're also going to look to number 40, Amy Hefner, again a 2023 SUNYAC first-team player. And then the other player, while she's on the sidelines right now, number 17, Mackenzie Beck, if she comes into the game, she's likely to have an impact being the 2023 SUNYAC Rookie of the Year.
All right, and it looks like the draw will be taken between Amy Hefner and Jenna Gibbons.
No surprises there.
As we are all set here on a balmy Bellow day, around 50 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Draw won by Madeline Delaney. The Jumbos look to get set on the attack. The pass now going to Kate Dehan, and Emma Joyce will come away with it, as she has the ball stripped away from her. But Joyce will recover, as now they look to get set up with Dehan. Cardin now on the right side. Sends it to Zorn. Lesperance behind the net. Jumbo's passing the ball around, hoping to find the lane to get a shot off.
No surprises, the Jumbos a super disciplined team when it comes to running plays and things like that.
And we're going to get a shooting space call. That'll be a free position for Kate Dehan of the Jumbos. The goalie today for the Red Dragons is Margaret Morgan, the sophomore out of New Fairfield, Connecticut. Dehan drives, and the ball is loose and recovered by Morgan. The Red Dragons will look to clear now.
That's a big stop for the Red Dragons, especially given that fouls are going to be something they're really going to need to be disciplined about. If you look to their most recent game, or second to most recent game, my apologies, against Ithaca College, there were 10 cards issued in that game, 9 of them against Cortland, and it was a big reason why they lost that game in overtime. Today they're going to be look to be super disciplined about trying not to foul the Jumbos and to put players like Margie Cardin in scoring territory.
Scolini now look to clear over midfield. Gets it into the attacking zone with Melillo. At the X, cuts left.
Marked by Fernandopoulos.
Finds Cashman, their best attacker so far this year. Rempe with it, defended by Delaney. Adams now. Defended by Joyce. Now over to Janice. Cashman. Into Iapoche, and Iapoche scores.
good for the Red Dragons there to find the opportunity and get past the matchup, of course, of Tony Cashman and Catherine Fernandopoulos. That's going to be a matchup we're likely going to see throughout the rest of today's game, the top defender against the top attacker. And it's an opportunity Cortland really needed to capitalize on, and here we are making the score 1-0 for the Red Dragons.
It'll be Hefner and Gibbons back out for the draw. One cleanly by Joyce. She'll look to go quick. Joyce charges towards net. Warded off by a Red Dragon. L'Esperance finds Zorn. Dehan now. Delaney to Joyce and back to Margie Carden. Carden cuts, spins. Zorn now at the GLE. Loses possession. That'll be taken away by Squilini as she'll look to clear. Finds Cashman. Cashman with plenty of space. 3-on-2 for the Red Dragons if they can take it. Cashman cuts towards the net. She'll go to the X. Finds Janice. Dempsey back to Brace. And now Dembinski.
Tufts as well, changing out the attack a little bit. Ali Zorn comes off. Sophia Claps, a freshman, goes in, looking to maybe change it up a little bit and see if they can put something in the back of the net.
Hefner defended. Finds Brace. Brace, top of the arc. And that'll be a call. Be a free position for Morgan Brace, the freshman. Pascal DeBuren in net. Brace's shot saved by DeBuren.
That's good for DeBuren as well. It's something Cortland really needs to work on. Right now they've shot at this point 10 free positions this season and only 3 of them have found the back of the net.
Jumbos look to get some transition. So that was Jenna Gibbons. Conahan finds Claps. Jumbos with L'Esperance at the X. Finds Claps again. Claps cuts right, cuts towards the net, has space, and fires over the net. Be backed up by Conahan. Carden finds Claps. 30 to shoot for the Jumbos.
This has been good defense by the Red Dragons, really managing to keep the Jumbos out.
Lloyd gets the ball knocked out of her stick. The Red Dragons will collect. Actually, the ball's still loose. Scrum for it will be grabbed by the goalie, Margaret Morgan. That'll be turned over as Elsa Shute will come away with it with a fresh 90 already in the attacking zone. Finds Lloyd. Carden finds Cromwell.
Jumbo's looking to cycle, seeing if they can find that opportunity.
Carden cuts behind the net, looking for some space. He takes a couple of cross checks to the back.
A little surprising a foul isn't called there, but nothing called.
Lloyd over to Shoot. Shoot now with on the shot clock. Finds Conahan, excuse me.
That ball knocked free, recovered by the Red Dragons.
Iapoche will look to clear as she gets doubled. Claps, looks like she took a shot to the head, no call. As possession will go the way of the Jumbos as they get to L'Esperance with a fresh 90. Cromwell. Jumbo's content to pass it around, looking for some space and perhaps calling a play right now.
There's the play from the Tufts bench. Whatever the play 2 is for the Jumbos is the call.
Carden cuts into the arc.
Carden takes another huge hit there. No noise out of the Tufts bench this time, but no call.
L'Esperance, that was L'Esperance to back it up.
That ball claps on the left. Spun around.
Cromwell now finds Carden. Over to Conahan.
30 on the shot clock for them.
L'Esperance on the X. Into Carden. Carden shot, scores! The first goal of the game for Margie Carden. That ties it at 1.
You know, definitely demonstrates the patience of the Jumbos. We know they're a super disciplined team. We've seen the discipline all season long, especially against a team like Trinity. And we just saw it there. They don't panic and they don't make hasty decisions. That ball gets passed around, looks to players like Margie Carden, sees if they can find an opportunity. If it doesn't happen, they just cycle it back out and try and find it again. And doing it enough times, eventually they find the opportunity for Margie Carden to put it in the back of the net. That will be Margie Carden's 18th goal of this year as well.
Gibbons and Hefner back out for another draw. Push will be called, and the ball will go the way of the Red Dragons. There is some controversy on the call. And we're having a card. Looks like it's a card issued, maybe. Not sure what the call is here, Nick. We'll see what they say. I'm going to say that the Red Dragons initiated the push, so it's going to be the Jumbo possession, as Emma Joyce will get the attack started for Tufts. Joyce gets into the attacking area, as now Mastrobuono will find Zorn.
No surprise the teams are fighting about the draw controls there. It's something Cortland knows they need to win and be on the winning half of in order to win this game. And the Jumbos know it's something they're super strong with and something they're super good at, and it's something that can definitely sway the momentum of the game.
Jumbo's going to do a little bit of a hidden ball trick, potentially. As Zorn cuts to the goal line, Mastrobuono gets the pass using her height as she gets taken down in a big way, and looks like she's a little worse for wear. Will be a yellow card given to the Red Dragons, number 29, Holly Wright, as she will take a seat. Looks like it'll be for a full 2 minutes. Will be a free position for the Jumbos as well. Mastrobuono not at a great angle, but we'll see what she can do. Maybe she'll look for a pass to Joyce or Carden on the opposite side, as the Jumbos will go to the woman up play for the next 2 minutes. They will not take the free position, instead get it back to Dehan, and they'll just be content to play 7-on-6.
Not surprising there as well. Mastrobuono, not a player that typically has a lot of success shooting free position goals and making them.
And as you say that, Mastrobuono able to cut middle and put one in the back of the net, giving the Jumbos the lead.
Certainly true. Kate Mastrobuono forcing me to eat my own words just a little bit.
Jumbos now with the last 2 goals as we dip under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter.
Now, both of those goals have been in the chaos right in front of Margaret Morgan, and so her job gets a lot harder when you have a bunch of players in front of you and you don't entirely know where the ball is. When that shot comes ripping at you, your reaction time obviously gets a lot lower.
As the elephant horn sound plays, we get ready for another draw. This one will be won out of the air by Gibbons herself. She finds Claps. Claps with some space. Finds Zorn.
It's an interesting change of pace by the Jumbos. Look like they're going to run it really fast. Let's get behind the net, and then all of a sudden the play slows down.
Mastrobuono with it behind the net.
Curious on the play call called Tom and Jerry. That ball knocked loose, but recovered by the Jumbos on that right corner by Ali Zorn.
Zorn finds Delaney. Delaney gets it in the goal as the Jumbos take a 2-goal lead. Delaney's first of the afternoon.
Now that's a play we saw them run against the Trinity Bantams in some variety of player behind the net, and then the either strong side or weak side cut is the player flicks their stick up, takes the ball, and slams it down to the net. We saw it against Trinity. Largely it was on the strong side, not the weak side. That goal for Delaney was on the weak side. But again, nonetheless, a play that we saw was really effective against the Bantams, and certainly a play you can be willing to bet the coaches of the Red Dragons are racking their brains on how to stop right now.
Jumbos now with a 3-0 run. We saw an impressive 14-0 run last Saturday against Trinity. We'll see if the Jumbos can continue to pile on the goals.
Delaney puts up her 5th goal of the season.
So that draw will be a infraction charged against the Red Dragons as the Jumbos will get possession. Gibbons now into the attacking zone finds L'Esperance.
Amy Hefner did not look happy with that call.
No, she did not. So now Delaney finds Dehan, Joyce, L'Esperance, Zorn, just passing it all the way around. Everybody gets a touch. Now everyone's gotten it once in a row as Mastrobuono looks for a pass, finds Zorn.
Zorn, a super effective player behind the net. Number 4 for the Red Dragons goes down. Jumbos are able to capitalize, puts the ball in the center, and that ball goes into the back of the net. Unsure who scored. Justin, any guesses?
I believe it was, I think it was Dehan. She's the one leading the trot out. We'll find out in a moment once the goal is announced. Cortland will take a timeout, talk things over as the Jumbos have now scored 4 straight goals. We'll be back in a short bit as we'll take the timeout as well. Stay tuned. And welcome back to JumboCast. Jumbos having just scored, making it a 4-1 game.
That was a goal by number 17, Ella L'Esperance. That was her 11th goal of the season.
Gibbons and Hefner will fight for the draw again as we get ready to resume play. That one will be won by Gibbons, and she'll look to get the attack going. Gibbons finds Zorn. Mastrobuono still behind the net. Had Carden, didn't take it. Now Dehan. L'Esperance at the top. She cuts, dodges around one, warded off, finds Carden, looks for Carden, couldn't find her. Shot back, or the pass collected by Mastrobuono. Mastrobuono cuts behind the net. She finds Carden. Carden through two, gets the ball. Can't find a shooting lane just yet. Carden will look to get around with her speed. Gets it back to Zorn.
Notice the matchup on Carden is number 21, Amanda Squilini. She was a 2023 SUNYAC second team of the year.
The pass by Mastrobuono, well off target, intercepted as L'Esperance goes down behind the play. The Red Dragons will look to clear with Catalyts as the ball comes out to Janice, and the Red Dragons will have their first attacking set in what seems like 10 minutes. Melillo finds Janice over to Dempsey. Dempsey looking for some space, defended by Dehan.
Caroline Conahan brought in for the Jumbos in exchange for number 36, Mastrobuono.
Dembinski, defended by defended by Delaney. It'll be a foul called. Possession will stay with the Red Dragons. Rempe now, defended by Joyce. Rempe with some space. She doesn't take the shot.
Admittedly a difficult shot to take when you're all the way on the edge of the ring and you don't have a lot of time to take it. Almost a screen set there, but the Jumbo gets by it.
Dempsey gets it behind the net to Janice. Finds Cashman. Ball up in the air. Taken away by the Jumbos. That'll be Gibbons, and she'll look to clear. So the Jumbos have some numbers. They find Conahan. Conahan with numbers finds Dehan. The shot from Carden, and no shot. That will be in a free position awarded to Margie Carden. Not sure if they called a shooting space there.
That would be my guess if I had to ask.
I didn't see any contact, so I'm going to assume it's shooting space. As Carden will look for her second of the day.
Can Carden capitalize?
And she does.
Yes.
Jumbo's up 5-1. 5 straight goals for Tufts University as they are firing on all cylinders.
As said by another member in JumboCast last week against the Trinity Bantams.
That goal not given. Not exactly sure why, but Carden looked to attack again. As cross-check called on Cortland. That will be another free position for Margie Carden. Do you have any idea why that goal wasn't given, Nick? I couldn't tell. I thought it went in. Maybe not.
I'd imagine the Jumbos thought it went in and celebrated, but it didn't, if I had to guess.
That time it does. Now it's a 5-1 game. Now Margie Carden second.
Fascinating to watch the play there. Margie Carden fakes left. Margaret Morgan had simply no idea where the ball was, stood standing left, and Margie Carden slots over, stick comes to the right, and that ball gets slotted into the net with zero resistance at all. couple of subs made for the Jumbos. That is Dean coming off, as well as Madeline Delaney, and then Emma Joyce cycled off. Not surprising, when they're on the defense, they want to give the attack some rest, see if they can put fresh legs in there later in the game or in the moments where it's really critical.
Draw won by, still loose, picked up by Hefner after an extended scramble. Hefner will look to attack, has not plenty of space, but can't quite get it, as the Jumbos will clear with Monteleone.
The look was really good. The player for the Red Dragons was open. Unfortunately, that ball just led a little too far in front of her stick.
As a foul will be called, and the Jumbos will retain possession. Carding gets it from shoot. L'Esperance at the X. 36 to shoot, so shot clock not a factor at the moment. Or 36 on the game clock for the first quarter, as L'Esperance will try to shake her defender. Finds Elsa shoot as she fires low and puts the Jumbos up by 5.
You can definitely tell that one of the Jumbo strategies coming in today, probably because they watched film, was to create chaos in front of the net and to just confuse the Red Dragon defenders on where the ball was, but more importantly, put quote-unquote screens in front of goalkeeper Margaret Morgan so that she doesn't know where the shot is coming from, and we've seen that definitely be a lot more effective.
And it's those goals scored in the last minute of quarters that really kill the morale as a team. You just want to hold the score where it is for the last minute, but unable to do so for the Red Dragons.
As I started to say a little while ago, a member of the JumboCast team against the Trinity Bantams said you cannot let these Tufts Jumbos get hot. And that's exactly what the Red Dragons have done here with this 6-0 run for the Jumbos on goals.
Gibbons will look to score with 15 to shoot. She'll look to get another one for the Jumbos. Carden now doubled. Finds Conahan. The shot from Zorn, 7-1.
Ali Zorn gets her first of the day.
At the pace we're going, Nick, I'm not sure the starters will be in too much longer.
You know, that is certainly true. See both the Red Dragon players and coaches conferencing right now, trying to figure out how to stop this Tufts offense. Something that I will say, the last 4 teams the Tufts Jumbos have played, nobody's figured out how to do it. Can the Red Dragons make a comeback and be the first? Now, something that is important to talk about is in the last 4 games that the Red Dragons have played, they've come back from deficits twice, one of which to win the game. And that's really important because it shows that they're not a team that gives up. They're a team that's going to keep playing and definitely can potentially bring themselves back into this game if the momentum swings in their direction.
And now we'll have a draw with 7.6 left. It'll be won by Cromwell, but it won't mean much, as Lloyd will take it up the field, and that will do it for the first quarter. After 1, the Jumbos lead 7-1. We will take a short break, be back for the second on JumboCast. Stay tuned.
Fantastic.
And welcome back here to Bellow Field on JumboCast. Jumbo's up 7-1 after one, making it look easy. The Red Dragons will try to find something to get back into this game, as it will still be Hefner and Gibbons out on the draw controls.
One definitely important thing to talk about today in today's game is the draw controls. Now, when you look at the Cortland Red Dragons, they've only led draw controls in 1 out of their 4 games this year, and that was their 14-5 win against Utica College. If they can do it against the Jumbos today, which they're currently not doing, they might be able to swing the momentum back in their direction.
This one will be won out of the air by Cashman. Just what they needed to get the offense going. It will be defended by Fernandopoulos. And that'll be a foul given. It'll be outside the arc, and it'll just be possession for the Red Dragons as they'll look to find a place to shoot. Rempe with it, defended by Joyce as she finds Iapoche.
Iapoche has proven she can be effective, scoring the 1 goal for the Red Dragons this season. Shoots again, but that ball goes behind the net, unable to be recovered by Tony Cashman, who looked to try and grab it, but was unsuccessful.
Red Dragons will keep possession, as now they find Rempe, defended by Delaney. All the way around. Iapoche now. Joyce keeping her to the outside, not letting her get anything. Ball loose. Iapoche picks it back up, and that will be a turnover for the Red Dragons, as that shot could not find the outstretched stick of Hefner.
Now, when you look at some of the marked players, you see Amy Hefner basically marked by number 20 of the Jumbos, Jenna Gibbons, and then when you look to Tony Cashman, she's marked by Catherine Fernandopoulos. It's no surprise the Jumbos putting their best defenders on the best attackers of Cortland to see if they can shut down the 2 players that have really been the key pieces and the key puzzle pieces for the Cortland Red Dragons this season when they've needed to win games.
Now the Jumbos will set up the attack. L'Esperance on the X, a little screen from Zorn. Cuts back. L'Esperance taking her time. The Jumbos with 45 to shoot. A little flip to Zorn. Zorn cuts to the net. Shot, or the pass, excuse me. Couldn't find L'Esperance, but Conahan will be there to pick it up. L'Esperance finds Joyce. Joyce scores.
I was about to say 27 on the shot clock. Not a lot of time for the Jumbos. And the Jumbos simply did not care, putting it in the back of the net as quick as they could anyway.
And the bench is having fun now.
You know, against the Trinity Bantams, we definitely saw some clever celebrations. We saw rowing the boat. We saw planting of the staff, I guess, that like knocked the players over. We'll see what the bench comes up with today. We'll keep you guys updated.
Well, I feel like when it's against a NESCAC opponent, especially one that you've got rivalries with in various sports like football, and especially after the men's basketball game, you know, maybe a little bit of an edge to the Jumbos playing Trinity the next day, but still having fun against Cortland on the sideline as they look to continue the attacking pressure on the field. Play will start, and that one will be won by Gibbons out of the air, and she will look to attack. She has Joyce if she can find her. Can't quite get there, but the ball will find Conahan in the attacking zone as the Jumbos will get set up. Zorn and L'Esperance, the 2 attack women behind the net, so it looks like today, as they have been causing all sorts of chaos in the box.
They're both super clever players when it comes to, putting themselves and other players in the right position to score. And it's definitely something we've seen the Jumbos utilize in the last 4 games, knowing that they're quick on the cuts and they're quick on the dodges, meaning that they can essentially be anywhere on the field at the right time.
Zorn cuts back, shot wide, backed up by L'Esperance. 42 to shoot for the Jumbos. L'Esperance, takes a nasty cross check. Looks like it was just to the shoulder blades, not to the head. So we will have a yellow card issued anyway, as that'll be another one against Holly Wright. I think that's her second. So I think she's done. I'm right that 2 yellow cards means you're done, right, Nick?
In all honesty, Justin, I do not know. I apologize to our viewers.
Pretty sure that's what it means. We'll see. She no longer has her stick or goggles, so I think she's just serving the penalty. But once it's done, I don't think she can come back on. If the Jumbos will get another 2 minutes on the attack with the extra woman. The Jumbos having no problem getting the goal on the power play. Their first time out. We'll try to do it again. As L'Esperance finds Zorn. Zorn cuts middle. Tripled. As we're going to get shooting space. It'll be a free position.
I talked about it at the beginning of this game. Cortland needs to be more disciplined about fouls and not give up free positions, especially when those free positions are given up to players like L'Esperance, Cardin, or Zorn.
Zorn shot low, scores.
Ali Zorn adds to her second of the day.
I gotta say, on that shot, Zorn not taking any time at all, just winding up and firing, almost like she's a long stick midi, if it were men's lacrosse. But when Margie Cardin takes a free position, usually you see her run towards the net. Zorn not even bothering, just firing low past the legs of Margaret Morgan. The Jumbos go up 9-1.
Tufts will make a couple of changes on the defensive side. Nicola Summers comes in, and then as well, Nicola Donlin comes in. That's funny.
Nick Summers, of course, one of the key pieces for the Tufts women's soccer team. So another 2-sport athlete the Jumbos can rely on. As Gibbons wins that draw and picks up the loose ball, she finds Delaney. Delaney picks it up, dodges around one. Delaney shot, saved by Margaret Morgan.
That's a good save by Morgan. Stop the momentum of the Jumbos a little bit and see if they can maybe turn that momentum to the other side.
Fernandopoulos and Cashman fighting for it. Fernandopoulos will get it. The Jumbos go right back on the attack as the Red Dragons fail to successfully clear.
The Jumbo attack, not surprisingly, like a herd of elephants, hard to stop once it's going.
I believe that's Amorosino now as the Jumbos reaching into their bench with a comfortable lead. Collapse, finds Mastrobuono. Mastrobuono finds Lucy Hodge. Hodge not able to get a shot in the net.
Another good save by Morgan.
Joyce cuts back, doubled, finds Dehan. Amorosino to Mastrobuono. Amorosino looks to have taken the role of Ella L'Esperance as Morgan gets the ball, hounded by Amorosino. But the possession will be taken by the Red Dragons as Cadlet's able to find Squilini. Squilini gets it over midfield and clears. Cashman now, defended by Fernandopoulos, as you had mentioned earlier. On the X with Melillo.
Not to shift the attention, no way, but I will say Margaret Morgan just had a good section of play there. She was a 2023 All SUNYAC first team last year in the net, and she had a really good season last season. So this season she's been valuable as well.
As Iapoce able to cut through the Jumbo's defense and get the second Red Dragons goal as the lead is reduced to 7. Nice shot there from Iapoce.
Iapoce being a player that it is not surprising that the Red Dragons lean on when their top 2 scorers are marked.
Looks like the Jumbos will make a change at the face-off dot, as it will be the sophomore midfielder Elsa Schutt, with Hefner still out there for the Red Dragons.
For those of you that track stats, that's Nicola Iapoce's 8th goal of the season.
Draw won by the Red Dragons with Rachel Rempe, as she'll look to get some momentum back for Cortland. Malillo back to Rempe.
In charges, Nicola Iapoce on the right there.
Adams now defended by Schutt. Warded off. Gets it out to Janice. Little screen being set by Hefner. Trying to find a wide open Malillo shot. The pass can't quite get there, as Lloyd will break and get the easy clear. Lloyd back at the X with Master Buono. Hodge cuts middle, shot scores. Lucy Hodge.
Really dynamic from the Jumbos. They're able to, change players, change, strategies, and just really capitalize on the moments of the Red Dragon weakness or Red Dragon missteps, misshifts, anything like that.
I gotta say, that play really started when the Jumbos had, I believe it was Lloyd, had absolutely no trouble getting into the attacking zone. The Red Dragons not bringing any ride whatsoever, just great transition offense from the Jumbos. They were able to take advantage and get a goal. And it'll be Gibbons back out on the draw against, I believe it's Hefner.
Kind of fun to talk about. That's Lucy Hodge's first goal of the season. Gets herself on the scoreboard, opens her account.
Draw controlled eventually by Hefner, as the Red Dragons will look to attack with Lexi Karen.
Gotta wonder, with the last 2 draws being won by the Red Dragons, does Jenna Gibbons come back in and reassert her dominance over the draw controls?
Dembinski finds brace. Malillo out to Iapoce. One of 2 goal scorers for the Red Dragons, as that's going to be shooting space and a free position for Nicole Iapoce.
Quick side note as well, Justin, you are correct that a player with 2 yellow cards is done for the day.
Iapoce's shot saved by Pascal de Buren, as the Jumbos look to clear. Was it the fact that she is now wearing her practice uniform again?
It was that. It was that.
The Jumbos will clear and look for attacking pressure with Amorosino. Ground ball picked up by Julie Kadlitz, hounded by Amorosino.
Tony Cashman calling for the ball, doesn't get it as she charges up the right, looking to clear it herself.
Triple team as Fernandopoulos takes down Kadlitz, and that will be a green card given to Catherine Fernandopoulos with a 1-minute penalty. I believe that's the first time the Red Dragons will have the extra woman.
You know, obviously I get the need for the call and everything, but I felt like they just tricked. Maybe I'm wrong.
The Red Dragons will attack with Janice. Finds Adams.
Amy Hefner tries to cut, not seen though, sitting just in front of the net.
Dempsey gets it. Adams loses possession, be picked up by Hefner. Back at the top with Rachel Rempe.
60 on the shot clock. And just about 6 minutes left in this quarter.
It's Rempe looking for some space. Well defended by the Jumbos. Back to Iapoce. Shot from Cashman. Blocked. So that'll be picked up eventually by
Tony Cashman.
Cashman herself. Fresh 60.
Fernandopoulou comes back in.
Back to even strength now. The Jumbos killing off that penalty.
Goes right away to marking Tony Cashman.
Rempe flips it to Dempsey.
Cut inside, stopped.
Janice loses it. Picked up by DeBuren. And Fernandopoulou will lead the break. Antizana now for the Jumbos.
Not surprising there that we saw the Red Dragon as soon as Fernandopoulou was in the penalty box try to capitalize on Tony Cashman being unmarked by the lead defender of the Tufts Jumbos. Of course, in that scenario, they were unable to capitalize.
Jumbos passing it around. Lloyd with it. Over to Elsa Shute. And now Sophie Claps. Claps, dodges around one, cuts middle, shot, saved by Margaret Morgan.
That's a good save by Margaret Morgan in today's game. Sophia Claps was essentially on her own, and Margaret Morgan becomes the last line of defense, able to stop that offense from the Jumbos.
Morgan, successful breakout pass to Iapoce. And that'll be successful clear as the Red Dragons will attack now. Iapoce finds one shot attempt from Hefner, blocked at the feet of a Jumbo defender. It'll be,
if I'm not wrong, that was Margaret Morgan's third save of the day.
Fernandopoulou will break now. Clear made. And the Jumbos will attack. Master Buono behind the net. Finds Claps. Claps with plenty of space. Now defended on the closeout. Master Buono charges through, gets the ball taken from her, but Claps will pick it up, get it back out to Lloyd. Cromwell with it now.
Annie Espesi and Arden Meyer come in for the Jumbos, as well as Catherine Wilson. Sophia Claps with the ball right now, flicks to the back.
Master Buono at the X. Shoot, drops it, picks it back up, dodges around one, cuts middle, and takes a shot to the head. She is down. Able to walk it off. That'll be an illegal check to the head.
It's a yellow card on.
Be 2 minutes. Another power play opportunity. Well, but first, a free position for Elsa Shute as we hit 3 minutes left in the first half. As the Jumbos will get a fresh 90 seconds on the shot clock. Shute, cuts middle, scores. Elsa Shute converting on the free position as the Jumbos take an 11-2 lead.
In come for the Jumbos, Ali Zorn, Margie Cardin, Ella Lesperance, and number 28, which is Caroline Conahan. changing out their offense. You mentioned earlier how quickly they would change and bring in the underclassmen bench, which they've done so.
And that underclassmen bench certainly they've had no problem continuing the scoring. The Jumbos will perhaps for the rest of this half just rotate out some players, keep everybody fresh.
And the Jumbo horn blows.
Jenna Gibbons at the center dot for the Jumbos wins the draw against Hefner. Will be taken by Dehan. She gets it knocked out on a clean stick check. It's now Cashman loses possession, and Delaney will pick it up.
Now, important to talk about on the idea of freshness. The next game for the Jumbos is March 16th on Saturday against Hamilton College at 10 a.m. in Clinton, New York. So they really don't have a lot of a concern about players being too exhausted or back-to-back games. Nonetheless, we probably will continue to see them cycle players in and out, especially when they are up 9 goals right now, something that is familiar for the Jumbos, in order to give the underclassmen players a chance at the game and a chance to make their debut here on Bello Field.
And Joyce will draw free position. And as you're saying that, I was just thinking 10 a.m. start, 7-hour drive to Hamilton. You got to think we'll be staying in a hotel on Friday night.
I would imagine so, yes.
Joyce, shot, saved. Yes, saved by Morgan as she will quickly clear.
Margaret Morgan proving why she was the SUNYAC first team 2023 goalie of the season.
It's Janice now with 1 minute 45 on the game clock. Finds Cashman. Dempsey, defended by Joyce. Joyce gets the ball loose, picks it up, and takes a cross check. And I think that'll be a yellow card given. That's not a position where you want to be giving yellow card just in transition play at least 50 meters from your own goal.
No, again, something I talked about earlier today. It's definitely been a struggle for the Red Dragons when it comes to having the discipline to not foul players, and it's something that they've continued to do, and it's been problematic. We saw it be problematic against Ithaca, and clearly it's proving to be problematic against the Jumbos of Tufts University.
And that's the 4th yellow card of the day for the Red Dragons. The first 2 taking Holly Wright out of the game. Now 2 more players will have to be careful, as Joyce now with the extra woman will set up the offense. 1:20 on the halftime clock. 1:50 left, or excuse me, 1:15 left until the half. 75 to shoot as L'Esperance behind the net. So the shot clock turned off effectively as Carden picks it up. Finds L'Esperance. Zorn defended.
Good.
L'Esperance behind the net.
Good defense on Ali Zorn there.
Joyce gets some space, but the shot wide as that bumps into a cameraman at the end line. We picked up by Zorn. Finds Carden. Carden scores.
Again, something I mentioned earlier, I apologize, but it was the weak side cut there from Zorn to Carden. Carden throws the stick up, catches the ball, and almost instantly throws that stick back down again. It's a play that doesn't give the goalie a lot of time to react, because as soon as they see that ball go over their head, that ball is coming right back at them from the offensive shot. And when that shot is coming from Margie Carden, you know it's typically A, well placed, and typically B, more than likely going to go into the back of the net.
So now with the lead reaching double digits, we'll have a running clock from here on out. So that will do it for the half as we hit 2 seconds and 1. And it's halftime here on JumboCast as the Jumbos have been successful in all facets of the game, and they have a 10 goal lead to show for it. Nick, your thoughts?
I thought it was a super good first half for the Jumbos. They, yes, didn't score the first goal on the day, but that didn't really sway them or stop them at all. They came back, were disciplined about it, waited for the opportunity to tie it up, and then found the opportunity to take the lead. And again, as we've mentioned a couple times in this game, once this Jumbo's offense gets rolling, it's really, really difficult to stop them, and right now they are, in fact, definitely rolling. Now on the Cortland side of things, it's been a decent game for them. We've seen Tony Cashman and Amy Hefner try to be offensively effective. They've been marked really well by Jenna Gibbons and Catherine Fernandopoulos. And of course, I will shout out Margaret Morgan. She's had a couple good saves today and been an effective player behind or in the goal. Of course, it would be better if she had stopped more shots, but we'll look to see what the Red Dragons change going into the second half.
We'll be back in around 8 minutes here on JumboCast. Stay tuned. And welcome back to the second half of JumboCast. Score right now, 12-2 for the Jumbos. And we'd like to introduce a new segment here on JumboCast. We're going to call it Weekly Chats with Weejack. Weejack, the graduate defender for the Jumbos. Unfortunately, out sick today, so not on the field, but I did have the opportunity to chat with her, as she does happen to be my robotics TA in the mechanical engineering department. So I had the chance to ask her what her thoughts were on the start of the season. I asked her first, who are a couple of players who have impressed you so far? And she responded with Jenna Gibbons on the draw controls, as well as Sophie Claps, the attack woman. Then asked her, what is one thing you've done well so far as a team? What do you still need to work on? The thing they've done well has been their attacking pressure in all 4 of their games to this point. They have scored at least 17 goals, so that's not been a problem. She would like a team to work on the consistency, as she feels they are not playing as well in the games as that she feels they are playing in practice. So that's all for this edition of Weekly Chats with Weejack, as we will get started for the second half. Nick.
Yeah, she talked about draw controls, and I think that's something super important, especially when it comes to this matchup, not only, of course, between Jenna Gibbons and Amy Hefner, but also more on the Red Dragons' trend of the season as well. In their last 4 games, they've only had the higher amount of draw controls than the other team in one of those games. Again, that was their win against Utica, 14-5. Right now, the Jumbos currently have 12, and with that draw control, 13.
That will be looks like a crease violation, perhaps, as that will turn over possession. That'll end the penalty on Cortland, as Morgan picks it up. Back at even strength now, is Morgan being harassed by Conahan.
Reinforced by Chelsea Weber, who comes to get the ball from her.
And she will get it into the attacking zone, defended by Fernandopoulos. Cashman now with it. Finds Melillo, and she's able to find Janice. Janice cutting behind the net, loses the ball, picks it back up. In the far corner now. That's Hefner with the ball as she gets it back out to Melillo. Melillo trying to dodge around Dehan, can't quite do it. Gets around Delaney, gets it onto the X. Will be saved by the Red Dragons with Janice. But that ball is picked off by Fernandopoulos. Fernandopoulos coming in there, just grabbing the pass out of the air, as she will make a full field run, getting the clear all on her own. She with a little skip pass to Emma Joyce, and now the Jumbos will set up with Ali Zorn in her spot on the left side. Lesperance still behind the net. The Jumbos starting the second half with their starting lineup, more or less, despite the 10-goal game. 60 seconds to shoot. Zorn finding Conahan. Lesperance behind. Finds Dehan. Shot blocked, or shot goes wide. Lesperance with it. Finding Conahan. Dehan. Shot over the goal. With a fresh 60. Conahan will reset the offense, respectively.
Not surprising that the Jumbos come out in the second half with their starting lineup. Yeah, they're up 10, but they want to make sure that margin doesn't go anywhere, and they want to keep the starting players knowing that they can, really put goals in the back of the net, and they want to keep the pressure on this Cortland team.
Conahan's shot will go wide, and going over the sideline will be a turnover, as Melillo will gain possession for the Red Dragons.
Something that I thought was impressive about the Red Dragon team is that they haven't lost a conference game since April of 2019. And I think that's a little insane, considering the Jumbos, for example, a really, really good lacrosse team, lost 2 games in their conference last season.
And that'll be a turnover as the ball goes between the legs of Lexi, Karen, and Dehan will start the attack for the Jumbos. Conahan taking their sweet time with 80 still to shoot. Carden finds L'Esperance in her preferred spot. Delaney back to Zorn. L'Esperance.
Play call coming from the bench. It's essentially their strategy is have every player yell the ball or yell the play and see if somebody hears it.
Got to make sure that, collective voices sound carries better.
Certainly true.
As Carden on the X, Jumbo's content to just pass the ball around.
Talked about it a couple times during today's game. The Jumbos are a super disciplined team on the offense. Ali Zorn looks for it.
And that will be shooting space and a free position for the Jumbos, as Ali Zorn will look to increase the lead to 11 and make sure that the clock stays running for as long as possible.
Ali Zorn with 2 free position goals this season. A player we know that is super effective on the offense.
She can't get her third as that shot goes wide, but it'll be backed up by L'Esperance.
My apologies. That would be her 4th if she had scored there. She did, of course, have 1 in today's game. My apologies there.
Delaney gets it past an outstretched stick. L'Esperance around the goal line extension. Conahan, top of the arc, draws the call. Will be
big collision happening there in front of net.
Going to call an illegal check to the head. Courtney Shute wanting a card. Looks like she's not going to get it.
Conahan looks a little worse for Lara, looks a little shaken up.
Nevertheless, she will take the free position as the clock continues to run, as it will continue to do so as long as the Jumbos hold on, as long as the Jumbos keep the lead at 10 or more. As they can't make it 11, as Emma Joyce on the rebound can't get the shot to go. We backed up by Zorn. They'll look to go quickly as they got Dehan wide open in the middle. Shot scores, Kate Dehan.
A couple of things to talk about there. The first shot hits off the frame. The second shot goes just a little wide. The Jumbos say, all right, let's take it back to basics. And the strong side cut comes through. Again, the play we've seen run a couple of different times in the season, whether it's the strong side or the weak side variation. There, it's the strong side from Dehan. The stick goes up, catch the ball, and it basically comes instantly back down, putting that ball in the back of the net. It's a really, really hard shot for Margaret Morgan to save. First of all, because the ball comes at her really, really quickly. But second of all, she doesn't have a lot of time to react. She's a really, really good, talented goalie. But in that case, not a lot she is able to do.
And that's a goal you could see coming from a mile away, as Kate Dehan had acres of space in front of Morgan's goal as the elephant trumpet plays.
One might even say on that set there that third time was in fact the charm. That was the third shot. That finds the back of the net.
Jumbos now on a 13-1 run, going all the way back to when Cortland won 1-0 as look to add on with Emma Joyce. Joyce will draw the shooting space charge right off the bat. So look to expand on this lead. Emma Joyce, the talented attacking midi.
Again, the fouls have been super, super against Cortland today.
Joyce, shot, scores! Emma Joyce puts the Jumbos up 14-2.
Emma Joyce, of course, already a super effective player this season, adds to her total. That is her second of today's game, and overall that'll be her 10th of the season. The Jumbos will cycle out their offense.
And we'll go back to Elsa Shute in the attacking circle.
Now we saw Amy Hefner able to win draw controls when it wasn't Jenna Gibbons in the draw circle. Will that be the case today, right now?
It will be
The
picked
case.
up by the Red Dragons with Rachel Rempe. Rempe finds Cashman, defended by Fernandopoulos. Had it pass behind the net, didn't take it as Cashman being doubled, gets it back out to Isabel Adams, being defended by Elsa Schutt. Behind the net now, that's Hefner. Looking for Cashman, but Fernandopoulos almost got that ball. The Red Dragons will recollect with a fresh 90.
Play call comes from the Cortland bench.
Cashman cuts middle, gets a call, and that'll be a check to the head. Excuse me. That's not a check to the head. That's a shooting space.
I do believe, yes, shooting space violation that will, or it should, it'll give Tony Cashman an 8-yard if I'm not wrong.
Cashman will look to get the third goal as a violation will be called on Cortland as that free position chance goes a-begging, as the Jumbos will look to clear, and a long skip pass finds Lloyd. Lloyd into the middle. Can't find Amorosino. Will be cleared by Adams. The ball reaches and gets past Hefner. Will be picked up by Monteleone.
That was really solid defense there from Caroline Saper to intercept that ball. Stop the Jumbo attack and see if they can swing that momentum back into Red Dragons' direction. Of course, that doesn't end up being the case, but a good attempt nonetheless. Tony Cashman will come off here. Looks maybe a little on the tired and frustrated side. Amy Hefner comes off as well as number 22 for the Red Dragons. That is Rachel Janis.
Amorosino now with it, and she will draw. Call. We have free position for Amorosino.
Again, we've seen fouls be super impactful in today's game.
Amorosino cuts middle, shot, scores! Alexa Amorosino puts the Jumbos further ahead. Alexa Amorosino, the senior attack woman from Newton, Massachusetts.
Amorosino gets her first goal of the game.
And her third goal of the season. As the clock ticks under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
Notably, Margaret Morgan chosen to be subbed out for the other goalkeeper, 5'5" freshman Trinity Parks.
It'll be Elsa Schutt back out there, taking the draw against Morgan Brace this time for the Red Dragons, and that will be won by the Jumbos with Grace Frericks. Frericks will look to go, warded off, finds Hodge, and now we're taken behind the net by Emma Yale. The Jumbos going deep into their bench now.
Not surprising, though. Going deep into their bench, we know that's something they would probably do. And again, it gives a lot of the younger players a chance to make their debut on Bellow Field. Something, as the Jumbos have taken large leads, we've seen them already have chances. A lot of scramble in front of the net there.
Eventually, Parks will come away with it, as Lashin couldn't quite find the back of the net. A lot of time being taken here by Cortland as they will get it over midfield to Lakaitis. She gets over the 2/3 line, getting into the attacking zone with 64 to shoot. 2 minutes left here in the third quarter. So now it goes to Natalie Bennett for Cortland. Dodges around Frericks. Shot from Bennett. Scores! Natalie Bennett gets her first of the day.
That one's a good shot. She makes the step up front, slides to the right, and shoots. That one slips just to the left of Pascal DeBurin, or her left. and her reaction time there was a little slower. I think that she probably thought that ball was going to be passed in another direction or simply just didn't react fast enough. Regardless, the Red Dragons add to their total on the day, making it a 15-3 game.
And it'll be a new draw woman. Rachel Rempe will take it. So Cortland just seeing in this game that's gotten away from them what works and what won't. Just giving everyone else a shot at the draw controls. That will be won by the Jumbos. Shoot will look to get the attack going as she finds Lucy Hodge. Namaristino behind the net. Finds the freshman, claps.
That most recent goal scored by number 33, Natalie Bennett. That is her second of the season.
And a Jumbo turnover, as it'll be a fast break opportunity with 23 on the game clock for Lexi Caron. As she gets warded off by two defenders, dodges around Hatton. First time I've said her name all day. As now, Cortland player will be taken down, and away with it will come Nicola Summers. And that'll do it for the third quarter here on Bello. Score after 3, Tufts 15, Cortland 3.
And with that, we will take a quick break and be back shortly. Stay tuned.
And welcome back to Bello Field here on JumboCast. As we get set for the fourth quarter of play, Jumbo's holding a commanding 15-3 lead.
Roster change for the Tufts Jumbos, bringing in goalkeeper Sophie Paulus, freshman at number 30. She is 5'10", standing pretty large in that net.
She's only 1 inch shorter than me. As it stands, the draw will be taken between Rachel Rempe and Elsa Schutt as we get started here in the fourth quarter, as the sun moving lower in the sky as we get towards sunset here in Medford. And the draw will be controlled by Nicole Iapoce. She is being hounded by the Jumbo midfield, backing her way as she draws a call, and that'll be free possession for
You know, I will say it is 5:20. It's nice that the sun didn't set 2 hours ago like it did 2 weeks ago.
You know, daylight saving time will do that for you.
It really would.
Considering how, if you look at the lines of longitude, we should really be already an hour ahead of New York. But you know, gotta keep. We can't have our baseball game starting at 8:10 p.m. Can we?
That ball pushed right by Rachel Rempe, shot at the goal, doesn't go in, bounces a little wide of the net, and then Rachel Rempe is fouled, or fouls someone, my apologies.
And it'll be Annie Aspesi now holding on to the ball as the clock ticks, and the Red Dragons will go woman down as Rachel Rempe will head to the sin bin for 2 minutes.
Foul was a dangerous propel. It's a 2-minute unreleasable call.
As McCulloch will take the ball woman down, defended only by Aspesi, another two-sport athlete for the Jumbos.
Dodges through, gets through both the Jumbos players, but is pushed wide by number 7 of the Jumbos. That's Arden Meyer.
McCulloch still with it, trying to find some space to ward it off by Meyer. And she'll reset outside, still with a woman down, so it's going to be a lot of defensive pressure for Cortland, unable to really pass the ball around freely as you usually are able to.
It's not surprising for the Jumbos, and honestly, it's good practice that they'll need when it comes to really, really having that defensive pressure when they take on better teams this season, like Middlebury College.
Adams now passes it off to Dempsey. Dempsey defended by 2. Dempsey shot, saved by Sophie Powless. Her first opportunity and her first save.
That's a great save by Sophie Powless. That ball goes low, looks for the bounce by the Red Dragons, flicks the stick upside down and manages to save that one in between her legs, keeping it in front of her body so that ball doesn't fall anywhere. She doesn't see it, and thus she's able to collapse on it and pick it up.
Arden Meyer getting the successful clear for the Jumbos as Claps will take it and find Shoot. Shoot being defended. Cuts left, finds Collapse, and Master Buono back behind the net, finds the cutting Emma Yale, but the shot saved by Trinity Parks.
You know, I will say, regardless, that was a save there, but it does prove that this underclassmen set of Jumbo offense and players can be really, really effective, and I think that's something that coaches will be really, really happy about, knowing that they don't have just one good line that they can send in and then be worried about what their depth looks like, but instead this is a really deep and really effective Jumbo squad.
Dembinski cutting around the Jumbo defender, faces up, taken by Morgan Brace, warded off by Antizana.
Absolute screaming from the Tufts bench about a player not marked.
Iapoche, well defended, and that will be a call going against Cortland. They're in disbelief.
Unsure what the call is there.
And that'll be a restart made by Elsa Shoot as Sophia Antizana will take it around. Ball finding Caroline Cromwell. She's able to get it over the restraining line to Lloyd.
Both those two players just came into the game and instantly have the ball. I think that's pretty impressive.
Master Buono to Hodge. On the other side to Claps. Cromwell now taking her time, as you might expect. Yale.
Starting to see some of those upperclassmen Jumbos put jackets on. Maybe this is the last time, or that was the last time we'll see them in today's game.
Cadlitz will make the run, finding Beck as she looked for the pass middle. They'll get all the way to Sophie Powless as the ball is ricocheting around. A tumbling muffin, as Jack Edwards might say. So that'll be Cromwell now, finding Yale.
You know, I'm not surprised that Cortland put in Mackenzie Beck. Again, the 2023 All-SUNYAC Rookie of the Year last season. She was a super effective player on the offense for the Red Dragons. And while this game might be 15-3 and definitely has gotten away from Cortland, it's a game that with players like Mackenzie Beck, they might be able to just rein in a little bit.
Jumbo's going really slowly right now. No reason that they need to actually do anything with the ball. Nevertheless, Yale will cut middle, warded off by 3. Gets it back out to Hodge.
40 on the shot clock now for the Jumbos.
Hodge finds Lloyd.
Sophia Claps cuts in front of the net. Doesn't get found, though.
Lloyd draws the
Shooting space
charge. Shooting space call. And she'll have a free position here with 9:25 left in the game.
You know, it's an interesting contrast for the Red Dragons of Cortland because obviously they need to play physical defense and they need to play strong defense.
Lloyd's shot scores.
But also, while they're playing that defense, the potential for fouls goes up a lot. And so, therefore, we've seen it that the Jumbos, when given those free positions, are definitely able to capitalize on them. A couple of substitutions made for the Jumbos. Sadie Dodson comes in. Alexa Amaracino comes in. And if I'm not wrong, I am actually unsure who the other player was.
Sadie Dodson, number 1, did you already mention her?
Yeah, Sadie Dodson came in. Number 11 came in. And I think 23, I might be wrong.
I think it was 3.
I think it was Emma Joyce, but it might not be. Unsure.
Nevertheless, we'll have a face-off at center field. You know, with so many players and such a fast-paced substitution, you can't blame us if we miss a name every now and then.
No, it is admittedly hard to track, especially in the changes of play during the transition when you have players sprinting behind the bench of either team just to be like in the box at the right time and then sprint into the game.
It'll be a draw between, I'll tell you as soon as I see the numbers. It will be Lloyd who wins the draw, or who loses the draw to Rempe, as it will be taken by the Red Dragons. Iapoche losing the ball on the turnover. It will be taken out by the Jumbos.
Jumbos look to clear. Player running up all the way on the right side of the field.
Full field sprint there by the defensewoman as they find Amaracino behind the net.
Quick stick change there for Skylar Lloyd.
Amaracino cuts middle, shot, scores. Alexa Amaracino. Amaracino going low there on the freshman goalie, Trinity Parks, as the Jumbos now lead this one 17-3. So no. Once again, for the 5th time this year, hitting that 17-goal mark, something that Kate Wijak spoke about being so important. Jumbos having no problem putting the ball in the back of the net once again here this afternoon against Cortland.
That was Alexa Amaracino's 2nd of the day.
It'll be shoot back out there for the Jumbos against thank you, Nick, Lauren McCulloch. Excuse me, that was Emma Dempsey. Ball won
by the Jumbos.
And no shot from Dodson as the ball couldn't quite find her. Will be taken back out by.
Gotta say, we were talking about this against the Trinity Bantams. Sadie Dodson on the Jumbos bench is the only player that wears a helmet in the game. And we had a conversation about whether or not every player should wear a helmet. I vote yes.
Would increase the safety as shoot looked for the shot, and that'll be shooting space.
Now, I will say from a commentator's perspective, it makes Sadie Dodson a little easier to identify, given she's the only player with a helmet on.
It's like if a basketball player has bright green shoes, you're never going to miss them, will you?
Exactly true.
Shoot will take it back out. The shot from Lloyd. Lloyd scores.
That was a super dynamic shot there from Skylar Lloyd. Clearly super happy with it. Gets the ball basically straight in front of the net. Takes one little step to the right and whips it at the net against Trinity Parks. Trinity Parks unable to do anything about that shot.
And Fitting to the goal song, the Jumbos do indeed run this town tonight, as they have really had their way with Cortland this afternoon. Thank you, Nick. As they lead 18-3. It took me about 10 seconds to figure out some way to work that song name in there.
If you guys didn't hear it, Run This Town was playing. I'm assuming you guys can hear it in our microphones, but if you can't, that's where the pun comes from, and that's why I'm laughing right now. Once again, it is...
It's going to be Dempsey and Schutz. With 4:14 on the clock. Every second these two players take to get set up on the face-off, another second off the clock.
The last draw control was a long one, too.
You wonder why they can't just do it like men's lacrosse. Put the ball on the ground and say fight for it. You got to have this whole song and dance about getting set. But nevertheless, as we're ready to resume play, ball will be won by Emily Lashin.
Big check there.
She'll come away with it unscathed. Finding Shoot. Charge from Shoot. Finds Dodson. Dodson loses the ball. The Cortland pinned in their own zone right now. Eventually the Jumbos back off.
Number 33, Natalie Bennett comes in.
Bennett with the ball now. She gets it over the 2/3 line. Gets into the attacking zone with McGuire. Shot saved by Paulus. Paulus perfect so far in her quarter of action. As the long run from Grace Frericks finds Dodson. Great save by Parks as that ball goes out of play. And Amorosino will collect.
You know, we talked about the fast substitutions earlier. It definitely does add a layer to the game. Another great save by Trinity Parks there.
Eventually going to be a call. Looks like a card's going to be coming out. It's going to be yellow. And it's going to go against Alexei Amorosino, the second yellow card of the game for the Jumbos. And that does stop the clock.
It does stop the clock. You know, it's probably a call the Jumbos obviously, yeah, fouling is bad, but they don't need to be entirely concerned about it. Obviously, they are up 18-3. A player down doesn't necessarily hurt them. I'm unsure if that call is releasable or non-releasable, but
I believe it would be releasable. I was talking to the scorers at halftime. 4 cards means that any future cards makes on your team is unreleasable, but I believe it's still releasable for the Jumbos. That ball gets past Morgan McCaffrey and will be picked up by Frericks. Jumbos will attack with woman down.
Really good aspect of team spirit for the Jumbos there. Pascal DeBurin walks behind the entire bench to give Amorosino a quick fist bump, say, "You're okay, it's all good," and then walks back.
Frericks finds Dodson. Back to Hodge. Excuse me. That was, that was Hodge. No, I'm wrong again. That was Magdalena Reaper. As that'll be a short-handed goal scored by the Jumbos. I couldn't see who it was. Looks like it was Frericks. She drops her stick. No, it was not.
I think Sadie Dodson, if I had to guess. Sadie Dodson doesn't have her stick right now. It was Sadie Dodson. Again, helmet.
You're right. Absolutely right.
That will be for, it was Sadie Dodson on the day. At the draw again, Emma Dempsey and Elsa Shoot.
Now as we tick towards 1 minute to go, the Jumbos woman down for another 26 seconds.
Not the end of the world for the Jumbos, as they clearly just proved. Amorosino gets ready to come back in.
And that will be won by Cortland. And that'll be a foul on the Jumbos as Dempsey will come away with it.
It's good physical defense by the Jumbos, even though, yeah, they are fouling, but they've been relatively disciplined about not fouling Cortland. We saw that against the Bantams as well. That ball shot at the ground,
Adams'
and it
shot
does bounce in.
scores. So that'll be a 4th goal for Cortland that will probably be the last action we see here this afternoon. As we hit 20 seconds, the team's in no rush to get things going. So the final score will be 19-4 here on Bello.
I would, in fact, concur unless something happens just miraculously quickly, which with 5 seconds left, it won't. And with that, the buzzer goes. Justin, game recap, what'd you think?
I mean, just a complete win from start to finish for the Jumbos. A wide variety of players getting on the board, and their backups or their bench proving that they can be successful too once this upper class leaves. The Jumbos getting great play all over the field.
Yeah, I would really definitely agree. I thought it was a really solid game for the Jumbos. I thought they did the right things, and you know, they had essentially they were doing the right things. They were putting players in the right positions, and again, they really were able to cycle out their bench and still be really, really successful.
All right, as our camera comes down from the lift, I will give it to Cortland though. They never gave up. They played hard through the very end of this game, even in the blowout.
No, and that was something I talked about at the beginning of this game. This team has a record of not giving up. They've taken the game to tight overtime wins in a couple of different occasions this season, or in just overtime in general, and Cortland will definitely be a team that the Tufts Jumbos could likely see again in the NCAA playoffs in April and May.
With that, that'll do it for us here on Bello from JumboCast. I'd like to thank the rest of the crew. Andrew Kochi up in the lift on the camera. Sophia Kahn down below me directing. Alongside me has been Nick Dorr. I've been Justin Loker. And as always, stay home safely.